So hi and welcome back to Into the Cina-Verse, and today we're going to do something new. I think we've never done it before. We're going to do our very own fan cast, the Justice League, practically because James Gunn decided to reboot everything.
And remove all the actors.
We said, hey, it's an opportunity, new video ideas, so let's do our own fan
Yes.
cast. Warning, this is our first time. So if you don't agree with us,
It's okay. Put your comments down below. See what you think. See which one you prefer or who you want to go up as the Justice League. And that's it.
yeah.
That's it.
Well said. So I think we should start with practically the best character of the Justice League, and we all know who that is. Batman.
Superman.
Okay, we will start with
The least popular
popular, or
Let's
least
say.
well-known characters, and we'll leave the major characters until
at the end.
So let's start with Martian Manhunter. Nick, what was your mindset going in casting Martian Manhunter? Because I know you found him difficult.
So basically, for Martian Manhunter, I tried to find someone who looks a bit, mature, that wise, but at the same time can be athletic and sort of fight, that physical person as well. So I went with Idris Elba for the main reason because I saw him in Luther, and I don't know, appearance-wise, it made sense to me. So it's like, I think he would look good for the part. I don't see Manhunter to be, too physical as in built that much. Idris can still be built, but has that sort of mature look. Even in Luther, he takes the lead role of a detective. So he does have that intelligent sort of side from like background.
Idris Elba was interesting.
Most of my fan cast is interesting, except Batman and Superman. That's where I really got serious. But I did
Why
try.
so serious?
What happened? Your balls drop off?
I didn't go with Idris Elba. I didn't
Be
even
weird
think
if you
of him
did.
as Martian Manhunter.
Most people
I
won't.
went with an actor who I think a lot of people would recognize, but they don't know his name. His name is Sterling K. Brown. I don't know if you know who he is. He was in Martial. He played the client of Chadwick Boseman's character, Thurgood Marshall.
Yeah, okay.
He was in that episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine as well. If you've
Oh
seen
yeah,
it,
that's that episode. I really like that episode.
He has range. He's a great actor, but he needs that iconic role. He's becoming more and more popular, so I think he's big enough to have this sort of role. And plus, one of the most iconic things I think about when I think of Martian Manhunter is his sort of presence, his voice. I think Sterling K. Brown has that. I think he can play that stoic presence in the character, and plus his voice. Moving on to Green Lantern. Green Lantern was fun as well because there are so many Green Lanterns, and we're not going to mention Ryan Reynolds. Practically, there are two big Green Lantern characters. There's Hal Jordan and there's Jon Stewart. So obviously we don't know the direction James Gunn is going, so I said, what the hell, have fun, cast for both. A lot of fans want Jon Stewart Green Lantern, so do I. So I'm going to start with him. I went with John David Washington, not because he's called John as well.
Funny enough, mine is also John.
I wonder who. John David Washington, he's Denzel Washington's son.
Yeah.
I see him, he's becoming an actor in his own right. Slowly, he's stepping out of his father's shadow. We've seen him in Tenet. We've seen him in Black Klansman. I don't know if you've watched it. But again, with the trends that it's going, right? He needs that iconic character he can make his own. He's an athlete. He's an ex-athlete, so he's built for this. He's built for this. I think he would be a great Jon Stewart Green Lantern. Hal Jordan Green Lantern. My voice just went up.
Hal Jordan.
I went with Glenn Powell.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
I've seen him in Top Gun Maverick. His face wasn't new when I was seeing Top Gun, so I think I've seen him something else, but I don't remember. I think he would be a great because in Top Gun Maverick, he plays this arrogant, cocky fighter pilot. That's Hal Jordan, okay? There's no difference. Plus, he has this face, right? Oh, he's a good-looking guy, yes.
Yeah.
But he has that face. When he's that
face.
arrogant, cocky, like you just want to punch him. I wanted to punch him in Top Gun Maverick, right? I think a lot of people did. But that's also the approach you should take with Hal Jordan. He should be this cocky, arrogant guy. That's what he is to the Green Lantern character. He has to be. You know, he's the guy with no fear. Really, because that's what a Green Lantern is. I do see him in this Hal Jordan character. I think he would do greatly again. He needs this breakout role that everyone would know his name.
Yeah.
But I do have him as another DC character.
All right.
One we're not going to do today, but I want to mention. If they go with the Jon Stewart Green Lantern, right, and we won't get introduced to Hal Jordan, or I guess we would down the line, but just for fun, it's a fan cast. I imagine him as Oliver Queen. Green Arrow, but with a goatee. But I do imagine him as Hal Jordan. But I would want a Jon Stewart Green Lantern. Give us your John. That sounded dirty.
Don't get angry with me, because it is weird, interesting, but weird. And my reasoning why is also weird, but still interesting. So I went with another John, and I went with John, let me see, because I can't say his surname very well. Krasinski.
John Krasinski.
Yeah, that's him.
Jim from The Office.
Yes.
Jim knows, he was there.
One, he was in a superhero film, Mr. Fantastic, so he does have some sort of background with superhero films.
Yeah.
And I really like his humor in The Office. I would say that he's my second favorite character in The Office.
Who's your favorite? Dwight.
Yeah, obviously. If you don't choose Dwight as your first, you're doing something wrong.
No, I like Jim.
You're doing something wrong. So I did see Green Lantern, you know, that charisma, that humor, that, you know, I do. Okay, I was introduced to Green Lantern through Ryan Reynolds, and I did like the humor that Ryan Reynolds adds to that Green Lantern. So I said, John might, you know, add that. Plus his background to superhero films, which is only one. And I did see that he could be a good, official main superhero.
All right. Interesting options.
It's very interesting, but it's there.
Moving on to Aquaman.
Ooh. It's very hard to, I would say hard to beat Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa was perfect, but alas.
Yes. This was hard for me fan casting this DC because so many good actors that had to go.
In my opinion, this was harder for me than Superman. That's much how much I love Jason Momoa as Aquaman, right? Because he was perfect. I went with Alexander Skarsgård. I don't know if you've seen The Northman.
I did see pieces, you know, working in the cinema.
He's brutal.
I am.
And when I was seeing The Northman,
I can see it. I can see it very well.
I want him as Aquaman.
I agree.
I want him as Aquaman. He has that Aquaman appeal.
Yeah.
But he can be brutal. He can be that brutal, edgy Aquaman that Jason Momoa was.
Yeah.
Right? But he can put his own twist on it.
Obviously.
And again, the Aquaman role can become his. I know in everyone's minds, Jason Momoa is always going to be Aquaman. It's difficult to beat that. But it can also be his in his own right. It can be his. If not Alexander Skarsgård, I went with someone else as well. I went with Alan Richardson.
Oh, okay.
He played Aquaman in Smallville. I did this as well because I love when actors come back to play old roles. I love it when they do that. He's still relatively young. He's fit. He's built as fuck. Again, this was just a fun thing to do on my part because I don't know, a bit in my brain wants him as Aquaman. But I think at the end I would prefer Skarsgård.
Mine is a very, I would say it's stupid logic, but it's still logic at the same time. So he has a brother and he also plays in a Marvel film.
Oh God, I know who it is.
Who is it, Luca?
Liam Hemsworth.
That is correct. Firstly, okay, I don't think that appearance-wise, facial-wise, he looks like an Aquaman, but he can be built. He played in the Hunger Games, and
he's going to be Witcher.
And he's going to be Witcher, so he's going to be built already. So I said, you know, I think he would be a good person for Aquaman. in a sense of being appearance-wise.
I imagine him as a funny Aquaman.
Yeah, he's a bit of a funny Aquaman.
Alex Skarsgård would be more serious.
Serious.
Jason was just perfect. He was the balance.
Yeah, he was the balance. You went serious, I went a bit more funny.
Yeah.
So I was like...
Practically, because I just don't want Aquaman to be the butt of the joke.
That's true, yeah. Moving on to our next character, which is the Flash.
Right. No, the Flash is one of my all-time favorite DC characters. I had fun with this. Okay. Practically, for the Flash, I went with this guy. Grant Gustin. He's been playing the Flash for 9 years.
I think
all right?
very good.
Let him carry this transition from TV to film. He deserves it.
Yeah.
He knows the character so much. And he is Barry Allen.
Yeah. And he can bring that familiarity that people know.
Exactly. He's that familiar face.
You know, because
he can be that connection.
Exactly. And with his very huge knowledge of the Flash, he can bring in now, all of that into the universe.
He's known mostly for the Flash.
Exactly.
That's what he's known for.
I think he is the most qualified for all of these fan casts.
Like, yeah,
the casting.
He's been working with Warner Brothers for so many long years. He's been the Flash again for 9 years. I think if anyone deserves it, it's him. But
you have another person.
I have another person, yes. So we can't always have what we want in this life. If not Grant Gustin, I went with Lucas Still. I've seen him in MacGyver. So he knows how to play that smart character. But he also knows how to play this actiony superhero character because he was Havoc in the X-Men films. So he has this big franchise experience. But he needs that iconic breakout role in film, bigger in my opinion than Havoc. And I think the Flash can be perfect for him. But again, I want Grant Gustin.
My casting is very interesting till now, and then once we get into the top characters, that's where I got a bit more serious. But I really love him. I really love this actor, and I really loved him. It's very funny enough that he's another actor who played in the Hunger Games. You can see how much I'm obsessed with the Hunger Games.
I think I know who he is.
You know who he is?
I think so.
He is young. So because James Gunn wanted a young Justice League, and sort of I tried to put that category, that requirement in the actors. I couldn't do it for all of them.
Yeah.
But at least if they can manage to look a bit younger, I think that is still a good
I have 2 names in my head.
Okay, I want to see what you think.
So it's either Sam Claflin or Josh Hutcherson.
It's one of those. It's Sam Claflin.
I would go with Josh Hutcherson actually, but okay, Sam Claflin. He's my Human Torch, to be completely honest.
I see a charisma on Flash. And Sam from the Hunger Games, he really brings that.
Yeah.
But he can be very athletic. Like, he is like literally, I would say, one of the biggest badass characters in the Hunger Games. The Flash, you don't need to build that much physically. How he is, I would say he's perfect. With yours, he's not that science geek or that too much on that part.
He's your only choice for the Flash.
I only choose one person. So I was like, all right, I need to choose just one. So now we're moving on to the
top
very,
3.
very interesting characters. The next character would be Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Now, this was a bit difficult for me because I had like 3 people in mind and I changed it twice.
Okay. For Aquaman, it was the most emotional for me because I really love Jason Momoa. I think the most difficult for me was Wonder Woman because, again, Gal Gadot was perfect, in my opinion. But I did manage to find one. She's young. I think she's in her 30s. She has big franchise experience. She has played that, female warrior character before. Jamie Alexander. Okay, so she was in Marvel. She played Sif.
Yeah.
So she has experience within that realm.
You went very, a lot of them did play Marvel.
Yeah, because
characters.
for me, experience plays a huge part.
I didn't do that. I was like, let me go outside of that box.
Right. And I think she loves to do her own stunts.
All right. Oh, that's very good.
So she's very actiony and she looks the part. Right. Very dark hair. She looks like Diana Prince. I think after Gal, I think she would be great for the role.
So this actress, I really liked her. And she plays one of the big series, which is from Vikings. She plays one major role, especially in the beginning. When you think about a badass female character, in superheroes, I would immediately say Wonder Woman. I see the badness in her acting, and her name is Catherine Winnick. For me, that background, I think that would be perfect for Wonder Woman. Plus, don't think because Wonder Woman is like, just needs to be badass, and as in Wonder Woman can also be smart. And Lagertha, like in Vikings, for me, she was one of the smartest characters.
Okay, so Wonder Woman's done.
No, the top two.
Top 2.
The most important for us.
Because what happens to Henry, we'll leave Superman for last. Let's go with Batman. Batman is my favorite character. Out of all characters, Batman is my favorite character. So, I only chose one.
I'm curious.
And I only want him, Robert Pattinson. He's there. He's already there. Why change him? He's only done one film.
Which is technically not part of the universe.
Exactly. It's unlinked. It's untouched.
So you can bring
so you have
him
plenty of time to link them. He's already a fan favorite.
And you don't even need to do his origin again. Like
Exactly.
there's that film.
He's there. He's ready. James Gunn, you don't have to touch him. Don't do another Batman and leave Robert Pattinson there as well at the side. We can't have two Batman. The character of Batman is so iconic. It should be an honor for certain actors to have the chance to play Batman.
Yeah.
Only through a couple of years do we get a new Batman. So we shouldn't have two Batman at the same time. If they're going to start over, right? But Robert Pattinson is there.
Yeah.
Use him.
And he has become very good. Before, Christian Bale was my first, but now Robert, he accomplished that and even more that Christian Bale couldn't.
Right. He's still young. He
and
has
that's very
time
fact, because
to grow
if
more into the character.
Plus, if James Gunn needs a young Justice League, you have Robert.
Yeah,
he
there.
is young.
You don't have to recast.
So I thought John Hamm. He looked like a classic Batman. He never had a superhero film. He doesn't have that background, but he does have quite a good range of acting skills. Even how he looks, he does look like a very classical Bruce Wayne. And putting on the cowl, I do see him as that, that classic young Batman.
Okay.
And he can do action, but not very much. So, but like
I
still
like
can.
John Hamm. I like John Hamm.
And people really like
I've seen him in Mad Men, brilliant series. I imagine him as Bruce Wayne. I can't see him as Batman. I can see him as an older Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
You said young.
I tried.
We did Batman. Superman. Okay, you start.
This is sad.
Let's just say what happens to Henry Cavill was sad. Because again, he was perfect.
The thing is, the situation with you in Batman, that you don't want anyone else than Robert Pattinson, is the same situation with me, with Henry. This was difficult because I don't want anyone else. Now, over to my choice. And it's Matt Bomer.
Okay.
He looks really like, that 18 teenager, with the scruffy hair.
Yeah, but he's not 18, mate.
I know. He does look a bit though young. He's quite talented as an actor. I did see Superman, like the old Superman kind of. He's that type of classical Superman.
I want Jacob Elordi. Pros. He's 25 years old.
That's a plus, yes.
He's 6'5". So he has that Superman, Clark Kent
kind of
physique.
vibe, yeah.
He has the dark hair, he has a chiseled jaw, he's very comic book accurate.
Yeah.
I imagine him as this awkward boy next door farmer, Kansas appeal.
Okay.
He has that appeal. Right? I imagine him. And again, he's 25 years old. He's in Euphoria. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not for everyone. For example, it wasn't for me, but he's a great actor. He's going to play Elvis now as well. So ironic because Austin Butler is a fancast of Superman as well. The thing is, he doesn't have big franchise experience. And it can be a little bit daunting if he's going for Superman, such a massive character.
But it's still not like an impossible role to fill.
Henry didn't have that big franchise experience.
Exactly. And like Man of Steel was, I think, his first big franchise experience. If Henry did it, I think other people can do it.
So I think that brings the end to our Justice League fancast. We hope you enjoyed it. If you agree with us or if you don't agree with us, no problem. Leave us a like and comment down below. Tell us what your fancast is.
Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more content.
Subscribe
like
is
us.
important. Please, come on, we're a small channel. Help us out.
We're not forcing you, or maybe we are.
Has sealed your fate.